One of my favorite quotes from Theodore Roosevelt is, "Do what you can with what you have, where you are." 3 core tasks that you perform contain most of the value that you contribute to your business or organization. Your ability to accurately identify these 3 key tasks and then to focus on them most of the time is essential for you to perform at your best. Let me tell you a true story. 3 months after her first full-day coaching session with me in San Diego, Cynthia stood up and told the group a story. She said, "When I came here 90 days ago, you claimed that you would show me how to double my income and double my time off within 12 months. This sounded completely unrealistic, but I was willing to give it a try." She went on, she said, "On the first day, you asked me to write down a list of everything that I did over the course of a week or a month. I came up with 17 tasks that I was responsible for. My problem was that I was completely overwhelmed with work. I was working 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and not spending enough time with my husband and my 2 young children. But I didn't see any way out. I had been working for 8 years for a fast-growing entrepreneurial company in the high-tech area, but there always seemed to be an overwhelming amount of work to do and never enough time." She continued with her story. "Once I had made up this list, you then told me to ask this question. If you could only do one thing on this list all day long, which one task would contribute the greatest value to your company?" Once I had identified that task, she said, which was quite easy, I put a circle around that number. You then asked, if you could do only one more thing on your list of key tasks, which would be the second activity that contributes the most value to your company? Once I had identified the second most important task, she said, you asked me the same question with regard to the third most important task. You then said something that shocked me at the time. You said that fully 90% of the value that you contribute to your company is contained in those 3 tasks, whatever they are. Everything else you do is either a support activity or a complementary task that could probably be delegated, downsized, outsourced, or eliminated altogether. Cynthia continued with her story. She said, as I looked at these 3 tasks, I realized that these were the 3 things that I did that contributed the most value to my company. This course was on a Friday. On Monday morning, back in the office at 10 o'clock, I met with my boss and explained to him what I had discovered. I told him that I needed his help in delegating and outsourcing all my work except for those 3 key tasks. I felt that if I could work on those 3 tasks exclusively all day long, I could more than double my contribution to the company in monetary terms. Then I said to him that if I doubled my contribution, I would like to be paid twice as much. She said my boss was completely silent. He looked at my list of key tasks, he looked back up at me, looked at the list again, and then said, okay. It was now 10:21, according to the clock on the wall behind him. I'd worked there for 8 years, and I'd gotten a life-changing decision in 21 minutes. He then said, you're right. These are the 3 most important things that you do in this company, and the 3 things that you do the best. I will help you to delegate and outsource all the other minor tasks to free you up to work full-time on these 3 key tasks. And if you double your contribution, I will pay you twice as much. Cynthia concluded her story by saying, he did, then I did, and then he did. He helped me delegate and assign my minor tasks so I could concentrate on my 3 top jobs. As a result, I doubled my output over the next 30 days, and he doubled my income. I had been working very hard for more than 8 years, she said, and I doubled my income in just 1 month by focusing all my time and energy on my 3 key tasks. Not only that, but instead of working 10 and 12 hours a day, I work from 8 to 5, and I spend time in the evenings and on the weekends with my husband and my children. Focusing on my key tasks has transformed my life in less than 90 days. Perhaps the most important word in the world of work is contribution. Your rewards, both financial and emotional, will always be in direct proportion to your results, to the value of your contribution. If you want to increase your rewards, you must focus on increasing the value of what you do. You must dedicate yourself to contributing more results to your company. And 3 key tasks always contribute the most. Here's an exercise that we use with our coaching clients very early in the process. We give them a sheet of paper and then tell them, in 30 seconds, write down your 3 most important goals in life right now. We have found that when people only have 30 seconds to write their 3 most important goals, their answers will be as accurate as if they had 30 minutes or 3 hours. Their subconscious mind seems to go into a form of hyperdrive, and their 3 most important goals pop out of their heads and onto the paper, often to the surprise of the people doing the exercise. In 80% or more of cases, people have 3 general goals in common. First, they have a financial and career goal. Second, they have a family or personal relationship goal. And third, a health or fitness goal. These are the 3 most important areas of life. If you give yourself a grade on a scale of 1 to 10 in each of these 3 areas, you can immediately identify where you are doing well in life and where you need some improvement. Try it yourself and see. Give this exercise to your spouse and your children. The answers can be quite revealing. Later in our coaching program, we expand this exercise by asking the following questions. What are your 3 most important business or career goals right now? What are your 3 most important family or relationship goals right now? What are your 3 most important financial goals right now? What are your 3 most important health goals right now? What are your 3 most important personal and professional development goals right now? Number 6, what are your 3 most important social and community goals right now? And number 7, what are your 3 biggest problems or concerns in life right now? When you force yourself to ask and answer each of these questions in 30 seconds or less, you'll often be amazed at the answers. Whatever your answers, they will usually be an accurate snapshot of your true situation in life in each of these areas at the moment. These answers will tell you what is really important to you. While you are setting goals and priorities and getting organized and concentrating single-mindedly on one thing at a time and disciplining yourself to completing your most important task, you must never forget that your ultimate goal is to live a long, happy, and healthy life. The main reason to develop time management skills is so that you can complete everything that's really important in your work and free up more time to do the things in your personal life that give you the greatest happiness and satisfaction. Fully 85% of your happiness in life will come from happy relationships with other people, especially those closest to you, as well as the members of your family. The critical determinant of the quality of your relationships is the amount of time that you spend face to face with the people who you love and who love you in return. The purpose of time management, of eating that frog and getting more done in less time, is to enable you to spend more face time with the people you care about, doing the things that give you the greatest amount of joy in life. Rule: it is the quality of time at work that counts and the quantity of time at home that matters. To keep your life in balance, you should resolve to work all the time you work. When you go to work, put your head down and work the whole time. Start a little earlier, work a little later, and work a little harder. Don't waste time. Every minute that you spend in idle chit-chat with coworkers is time taken away from the work that you must accomplish if you want to do well at your job. Even worse, time that you waste at work often has to be taken away from your family. You have to either stay late or take work home and work in the evenings. By not working effectively and efficiently during your workday, you create unnecessary stress and you deprive the members of your family of the very best person you can possibly be. There's a story of a little girl who goes to her mother and asks, "Mommy, why does Daddy bring a briefcase full of work home each night and never spends any time with the family?" The mother replies sympathetically, "Well, honey, you have to understand, Daddy can't get his work done in the office, so he has to bring it home and get caught up here." The little girl then asks, "Well, if that's the case, why don't they just put him in a slower class?" One of the most famous sayings of the ancient Greeks was, "Moderation in all things." You need balance between your work and your personal life. You need to set priorities at work and concentrate on your most valuable tasks. At the same time, you must never lose sight of the fact that the reason for working efficiently is so that you can enjoy a higher quality of life at home with your family and friends. Sometimes people come up to me and ask, how do I achieve balance between my work and my home life? I ask them in return, how often does a tightrope walker balance when on the high wire? After a few seconds of thinking, they almost always say, all the time. I say, that's right. It's the same situation with balance between work and home life. You have to do it all the time. You never reach a point where you have attained it perfectly. You have to work at it. Your goal should be to perform at your very best at work, to get the very most work done, and enjoy the very highest level of rewards possible for you in your career. Simultaneously, you must always remember to smell the flowers along the way. Never lose sight of the real reasons why you work as hard as you do and why you're so determined to accomplish the very most with the time that you invest. The more time that you spend face to face with the people you love, the happier you will be. Now, here are 2 exercises for you. Number 1, determine the 3 most important tasks that you do in your work. Ask yourself, if I could only do one thing all day long, which one task would contribute the greatest value to my career? Do this exercise 2 more times. Once you have identified your big 3, concentrate on them single-mindedly all day long. Number 2, identify your 3 most important goals in each area of your life. Organize them by priority. Make plans for their accomplishment and work on your plans every single day. You'll be amazed at what you achieve in the months and years ahead. Now, let's move on to the next part.